Hello, everybody. Aiden here, and welcome to another video on the Around the Slice Entertainment YouTube channel. So, last week, after 7 years and 5 seasons as a whole, Amazon Prime Video's The Boys officially came to an end, of course, with its fifth and final season. This is genuinely one of my favorite television shows/series of all time. Comic book genre or not. So I am here today to give you all a season ranking in ascending order, 5 to 1, worst to best. But before we get into all that fun stuff, if you like any of this content ever at all, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as we have a ton of awesome, fun, and interesting coverage coming out on a weekly basis around here. My Mandalorian and Grogu review within the last few days from a few days ago is now up. We have one episode left of Euphoria. We'll see how they wrap that up with the season 3 finale next week at the time of this recording and viewing for you guys. And then in the month of June, a ton of going on. A couple things in the TV side of things. We have The Bear season 5, Avatar, The Last Airbender live action series season 2. And then we flip over the movies, which we just have a ton of fun stuff 4 weeks in a row, basically, for all intents and purposes, of Masters of the Universe, Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day, the big Pixar hit Toy Story 5, hopefully a hit Toy Story 5, and then continuing the DCU, James Gunn's universe with Supergirl, and then we have the two 10-pult titles, literally and figuratively, the two mega blockbusters of Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey and the MCU's Spider-Man Brand New Day. With that all out of the way, let's get into it. Again, just for a reminder, if you missed it a few moments ago, ascending order, worst to best, 5 to 1. What's my least favorite season? What's my most favorite season? Rather, I should say, excuse me, sorry about that. Let's get into it. Coming in at number 5, at the very bottom by a wide margin. And mind you, this is the only season I genuinely do not like. The other 4 I like to even love on that scale of things. But coming in at the very bottom by a wide margin again is season 4. I genuinely do not like this season. It has a ton of issues. It feels like from a top-down view, general sense, it feels like one big setup season for season 5. Let me get into it more specifically. There's a lot of rushed moments. There's a lot of meaningless plot points that I just personally, many others as well, hopefully, don't give a shit about. A lot of characters are shafted. There's very little, if at all, any meaningful character development. I can think of like Frenchie and Kamiko's relationship was just completely wasted. I can sum it up like this. Completely rushed. A lot of meaningless subplots, side plots that I didn't care about in the least. And a lot of characters were shafted. Like that whole weird thing with Huey and the shapeshifter was incredibly stupid and weird at the end. The whole thing with Huey and his father, that one episode, it just felt like random, came out of nowhere. Like, oh, okay, Huey has to kill his father in the hospital. There was no build up for that whatsoever. So I thought it was very chaotic of a season. Again, the rest of these I like to even love in a general sense. Huge step up. Still has a few too many issues, in my opinion. At number 4, we have the most recent season, the series finale season in season 5 at number 4 here. I like this season overall. You'll have to go back to my series finale episode review and season as a whole review, both in one video, mind you. If you want to see the score, I'm not going to foreshadow and spoil it here, but I tend to like it more than others, but it does have a few too many issues, in my opinion. None more prevalent than everything to do with Soldier Boy. So Soldier Boy, he's a top 3 character easily for me in this entire series. I'm very interested to see his spinoff prequel series with Clara, so Stormfront in whatever you want to call her, in Vault Rising. Trailer looked really good last week. I'm not going to lie. But Soldier Boy wasn't in the season 5 series finale as a whole season, series, whatever. And it's clear, and that stamped to me that it was clear that he was just in the season used as a plot device to set up his spinoff, and I really got annoyed with that. The writers went out of their way to set up Vault Rising. Like, that's fine. Have it here and there. But we don't need marketing ploys and advertising moments and all that shit and crap and junk in every single episode, every other minute. Vault Rising this, Vault Rising that. They didn't explicitly say it, but it was clear from the moment it started to the moment it ended, because Soldier Boy was in the series finale last week, that it was setting up Vault Rising. Counterpoint, though, that's its own thing. I really loved the series finale. I don't know why so many people are shitting on it so much. We got closure to a lot of characters. A lot of characters died that needed to. A lot of characters got happy endings that stayed alive that I was hoping for. We got the ultimate death in Homelander dying. What is everyone's qualms with this? I really personally do not understand in the least. People, I feel like, are just bitching because they want to bitch because they're comparing it to the season 4 finale. I'm not calling out anyone specifically, just internet-wise in a general sense. Like, here, the very end, we got the ultimate death. I was personally very satisfied. Aiden here, personally very satisfied. General personal sense. Because when Butcher finally threw that axe through Homelander's skull, technically he loses powers and 2 minutes later, killed off dead. When Butcher threw that axe, through Homelander's skull, I cheered. I cheered out loud. That was one of the biggest FEM moments, in television history. For me personally, it accomplished what it needed to accomplish. We got the ultimate death of Homelander, and we moved on. They didn't try to get all stupid and creative and silly with it. They didn't try to say, well, maybe we should just have him lose his powers and he should stay alive and live out his days. Normal human. No. Bullshit. They made him lose his powers, grovel on the ground like a little bitch, and then 2 minutes later, boom, Butcher dead. I will say, interesting twist. I was not expecting Huey to be the one to kill Butcher. I thought he was going to die because of his cancer from the remnants of their battle and fight with Homelander. I really like how everyone got in on the fight. Like, Kamika was there, Huey was there, Butcher specifically, even Ryan was there, his own son. He depages for his dad now, obviously. So season 5 had its issues for sure. The whole Soldier Boy Vault Rising setup really bogged down the plot, story, synopsis, and dialogue for me personally, unfortunately. But I don't understand why everyone's bitching about the season series finale so much. Like, I was satisfied that we got the ultimate death. There was a lot of closure to different characters. Move the hell on. So yeah. At number 3, honestly, well, this one isn't quite perfect. It's close. There's just one certain plot point I wasn't that big of a fan of. I'll get to it. But at number 3, we have season 2 of The Boys. Introducing a character like Stormfront. Incredible storytelling, incredible writing. Her dialogue with Homelander, uncanny and creepy. Stormfront is hella scary and creepy on her own. But you team her up with Homelander, holy shit, that's gonna wreck shit. You better be careful. Their dynamic was awesome, and I loved the final fight, if you want to call it that. I love the final fight with when they're at the suburban house with Becca, Ryan, Homelander, and Ryan's really the one to kill Stormfront. She didn't overstay her welcome. I'm really glad she was a one and done, because in terms of one season and then done, killed off in the season 2 finale rather specifically. Sorry. I don't know, I'm a bit all over the place here, but I thought introducing Stormfront was a great dynamic. Them pairing up with Homelander made for some creepy shit. So I'm really excited to see how Clara Vought came to be in with Soldier Boy in Vault Rising. Season 5 setup aside, that is one of the most plot points I'm very excited to see. I think Stormfront behind Homelander is easily the best villain of the entire series, even though she is just a one and done, which makes her even more scarier, increases the stakes even more. I said it, the only plot point I wasn't necessarily a fan of was the whole cult type shit going on with A-Train in the deep. It was just a little weird. Felt kind of off-putting and random, but it was so long ago, that's neither here nor there. But it's almost perfect. These top two, honestly, I have a clear 1 and 2, but if you want to mix and match them around between the two, I don't give a shit. They're both perfect in my opinion. At number 2, runner-up for the boys seasons ranked today, we have season 3. I think this is The Boys at its truest form. This is The Boys with the best grotesque gross-out moments, but not going too overboard like season 4 did, and more specifically recently season 5 did at times. The Hero-gasm episode in season 3, great writing, but like, holy shit, never watching that one again. But yeah, I said it before. Season 5 said besides Soldier Boy, Bot Rising, Soldier Boy is easily a top 3 character for me in this entire season. Jensen Ackles does a freaking effing phenomenal job with the portrayal of him going out of the cryo chamber for all intents and purposes and all that. Soldier Boy's awesome. He's really the only one that can like stand up to Homelander, and Homelander genuinely is scared of him, if that's even possible. His own father. That was a twist I was not expecting. First of all, his own father. The whole fight scene at the end in the 7 Vought Tower room there with Ryan and Homelander and the Soldier Boy threatening to kill Ryan, his own grandson technically. I thought the introduction of Soldier Boy was great. This is The Boys at its truest form, peak, if you will. Modern term peak, if you will. So I think it was hitting on all cylinders, and yeah. But at number 1. So see, the past 2 seasons are trademarked and known for introducing all-time great characters. Season 2, Stormfront. Season 3, Soldier Boy. Season 1, that's my number 1, guys. Number 1, I'm sure many people have it as well, but my personal favorite season of The Boys is easily season 1. Nothing will ever beat that initial introduction of this world, the initial introduction of the 7, that first intrigue, mystery of this world and story. Nothing will ever beat that initial seeing Homelander initially descent into madness as time goes on. Descent into uncanny, creepy ass madness. The seeing all of our characters, their different perspectives for the first time. Nothing will ever beat that. I go back to this one episode moment when Homelander and Queen Maeve are on the airplane, and Homelander loses his shit. He loses his mind. Rather than helping all those people, he puts on a facade and shows his true colors, and he's basically the reason all those people crashed and died in the ocean. And then he goes on the TV and the news and says, nope, it's not my fault. Malfunction, basically. That was the first time seeing, I was like, whole episode, I was like, holy shit, this guy, there's no balance to this guy's evil. Then leading season 2 with Clara / Stormfront, but there's no balance to this guy's evil. Nothing will ever beat the initial intrigue, the initial setup with the 7, seeing all of our characters' perspectives with Annie, Huey. Annie wanted to be in the 7, but then there's the internal conflict of these people are really fucked up. These people are effed up in the worst way possible. Do I really want to be here? So, yeah. Season 1, nothing will ever beat that hype train of the first season. Anyways, guys, 5-1, worst to best, ascending order. That is the season ranking of The Boys. Let me know down in the comments below, how would you stack up these 5 seasons? What's your least favorite season? What's your favorite season? Where do you agree with me? Where do you disagree with me? You can follow me personally on Twitter at @Weingartner13 for additional TV show and or / movie thoughts, discussions, and opinions over there. Thank you for the support as always. I greatly, greatly appreciate it as always. Please share this video with anyone and everyone you know. I will see you in the next one, guys. Goodbye.